We are less than a week out from Type Lumina's release. It's going to be freaking awesome. I can't wait. It's all I've been thinking about, obviously. The days are just so long, it feels like, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So that being said, I wanted to put up one last video in regards to Type Lumina. I've been covering this stuff since it started coming out. It's been really, really fun, but, you know, less than a week before release, kind of want to give myself a break, chill a little bit, just get hyped for the game, and it was awesome hearing everybody's opinions and everything in the comments. I wanted to kind of go over, I promised a video not too long ago about the roster, and you know, I was kind of holding out to see if there was going to be another character reveal after work, but they have removed the "and more" tag from the character page on the official website, so RIP. So I'm gonna go ahead and do like a little bit of a talk about the roster and what I think of all the characters and stuff so far, and you know, what we can expect on launch. If you see like some subtle changes between everything while I'm talking, it's because I'm probably gonna record this in a bunch of different segments. Right now I'm about to go to work. I'll probably do more when I get home from work, and then I'm just gonna cut it together. So if you see some weird changes, that's why. Anyway, let's get into it. Alright, so let's start at the top of the list with Tonoshiki, the main character of Tsukihime, basically the main character of Melty Blood. He's got big pro-tag energy, and he ain't afraid to show it. But he's also got some pretty saucy shit, man. He's pretty much a lot of the things you would want to see in a pro-tag, right? He's got DP, he's got pretty good buttons, he's got long reach on top of it, which is pretty great. The fact that you can jump cancel his DP in this game is pretty gnarly. It's going to lead to some interesting combos and combo routes as well, and Moondrive on top of it, just to make it even weirder. So he's gonna like really shine when he has meter to dump, like for real. You know, again, jump cancelable DP, pretty good block string pressure, and you know, in this game, you know, when you're doing pressure, it kind of pushes you away more than it did in M-back. When you're hitting somebody in block stun, it kind of pushes you back a little bit more. Well, it sets him up pretty much perfectly to space with his 2Cs, so his big sweeping leg bullshit when he, you know, jabs a couple times on you, and it basically auto spaces for you, so that's pretty cool. And he's got an unblockable charge move, so you'll have to look out for unblockables, which is another thing that's pretty cool. And plus they gave him Nania's special, the teleport special, where he's got, I think it's 3 follow-ups. Overhead, you're gonna have to block overhead when he disappears. Not exactly unreactable, of course, but definitely somewhat unseeable mix-up potential, so good luck blocking some of his BS on Wake Up, unless you got Moondrive. We'll talk about that later. Now we've got Miss Tsukihime herself, Arcade. Her redesign looks good, man. I mean, it's not the granny dress that was reserved for a character later that we'll talk about as well, but her miniskirt is like mad cute, dude. Like, not gonna lie, it super is. And she's got some pretty strong options that you might not notice at a first viewing of like her in motion. Specifically like her Rekkas, like her Rekka has like different moments where you can charge. I'm pretty sure it was the same way in M-back, but she can charge pretty much every part of her Rekka. You know, the first one she can charge and it becomes an overhead. The next one after that, I'm pretty sure it is that she can charge and it has a vacuum effect. And it pretty much looks like, to me, that she's being left plus after all of those charges, which is super nice. And then she retained like an amazing air button from M-back, which is her jump C. Seems really good for air-to-airs, obviously. It's super active, and it's probably going to be her go-to air approach. Like, and once she has you standing and she's coming in on you, like throwing out a big button, an active button like that, it's going to be pretty good. I think Arcade is going to be, you know, I'm not going to try and, you know, say that she's going to be super strong or anything like that. I don't think that's the case, but I do think she has potential, and Arc mains are going to show you that in a hot second, dude. Okay, CL Senpai. Still teaching lessons in Type Lumina, dude. She has some like deceptive range on her stuff, like she always had. It's kind of really hard to tell when and where she can hit you. That's always been at least my problem fighting against CL and M-back, right? You know, the way that she gets through the air, like the way she moves through the air with the dives, her jump B, which, oh my gosh, the button's so big. and it looks like a really good air-to-air to me. And it's also her go-to cross-up. And, you know, between like the angled keys, the up-angled keys, straight keys, down-angled keys, all that, and the ability to make those moon skills, of course. And then she's got her demon flip grab and everything else. She's probably going to be pretty good at making you afraid to jump. And, you know, that kind of leaves the air at her command. More importantly, it kind of leaves you at her mercy. So, yeah, Ciel's back. She doesn't look like her redesign has changed her much, and I really like her voice actor. I think that is exactly how I expect Ciel to sound in Type Lumina for sure. Okay, so the maids. I'm gonna actually lump them together. I'm gonna talk about both of them separately, and then you know, their dual maids team. Out of the base maids, honestly, I think that Kohaku is looking slightly stronger than Hisui. You know, despite, again, all the options in this game against certain kinds of set play, I still think that she's going to be very good with hers. And of course, you know, Jump B and Jump C are still big and scary as hell. You don't want to mess with that broom, I promise. The fact that, you know, if she does get you in the corner, which is pretty easy for her with her counter hit conversions, they're pretty strong and they carry you pretty far. The fact that her normals can still snipe you out of the air if you try and jump out. Obviously, people are going to use shield and stuff to get out, but, you know, if you do decide to jump, just get ready to get smacked by some bristle action. You know, her plants, you know, the cactus, although it has slow start up and can be shielded, and even if you lose, like, the shield battle against cactus, you know, you're gonna get away from cactus is the thing. But that could be good for the Kohaku, because obviously you don't want to do something that's going to make you get hit by the cactus off the shield. You're probably going to do lunge, or you're going to do vanish, and she can account for that and get ready for it. Hisui, although I don't think she's quite as strong as her sister, it's not by much. I mean, we did see her do a goddamn quadruple overhead in her match footage, so yeah, that's pretty gross, man. You know, her bento setups look just about the same still. It looks like the B version zips across the screen like it used to. Yes, of course, the ladle stab and everything. I don't know if there's going to be legit loops, but she can still do stuff in the air with them and on the ground with them, and they're pretty good. Her jump C with the frickin' table smash is still huge, and the distance she goes with chair swing 5C is pretty far, actually, and it might still be sort of a pseudo natural frame trap there when you try and press buttons in that gap, and she just you find yourself getting hit by some chair legs real fast. More than both of them separate, though, I think that the dual maids team is actually going to be really, really scary. The thing about characters like this is once they get developed and once somebody really puts in the time to quote-unquote optimize these characters when they're a dual team like that, it's really hard to deal with, and it is knowledge check city. Like, you're gonna have to know what kind of setups they're going for, exactly what they plan to do with you when you get hit. It's scary, and it might even discourage shield a lot, because really, if you think about it, they could do some wild shit. Like, they could bait you to shield them by like mashing with one of the maids and switch to a different maid, but they could just have one of the maids, like, they could, you know, she could be Hisui on point and running up and getting you to shield, and then switch to Kohaku, or call out Kohaku to start dropping Molotovs behind her, and then attack your shield, and if you lunge or vanish, you're falling into frickin' Molotovs. There's some really neat stuff that there could potentially be for these characters to do together, and it's going to be hard to fight against once it's figured out. So yeah, I think they're going to be very, very good once someone really, really labs the hell out of them, and someone will. Someone always does. So beware the maids. Alright, so let's talk about Kuma next. Holy crap. He looks super cool. He's brutal as hell, man. I love watching him just toss work around like he did. He's got his good old-fashioned armor on his moves, command grab character. He's got really neat ways to get in with dive kick and shit like that, and I really like seeing the use of the armored fire move, the follow-up being moon drive to get closer, just like Roa and the lightning thing. I really, really like that. Man, he's badass. The fact that his face does not change during the opponent's Moondrive just cracks me up, and I'm gonna love that every time I see it. Other than how cool he is, I think he also looks pretty strong. I think his damage output is gonna be just a tad ridiculous, but that also makes sense for him. And if anybody out there is new to Melty Blood, if this is your first Melty Blood, and you're seeing this crazy shield shit, and you want to pick a character that's not going to give a shit about those shields, Kuma's your dude. He is the bane of all shields, dude. I don't have much more to say about him besides don't get grabbed. Alright, Miyako, little sis, little kung fu sis. She is very fast. Holy crap. She, like, covers the screen half a second with that Naruto run, dude. Just like an M-back, she has to get in, so it's a good thing she has a really fast, long run like that. She's a pure rushdown character, and Miyako mains are gonna have to learn how to, like, circumnavigate really good zoning and big buttons so she can get in and kung fu the shit out of them with her stubby limbs. On the plus side, she's got some great ways to do that. Like with her invincible command dodge thing, that's really neat. And then once she gets in, she's got some really mean stuff. I mean, really mean. Especially if she EX stomps you into a wake-up situation, because she recovers so fast from doing that, you can't tech it. Left-right mix-ups with the elbow, and also, what I just learned recently, actually, her little double kick thing is actually an overhead. And it does not look like an overhead, so stand block that shit if you see it coming. And then after watching the newest footage, of course I didn't do a reaction video to that, between Miyako and Vlov, she looks like she has some pseudo-fuzzy freaking potential. Although it's probably not a true fuzzy because it was done on Vlov, and Vlov is very tall. It's still pretty cool that she has it, and character-specific combos. More depth. Let's go. Thanks, Miyako. Alright, so now on to a character that I think is going to be very strong. If you guys have been paying attention since her reveal, you know what I think of her. Noelle looks like she's going to be a monster. She has got some back alley bullshit, like just with her freaking the vacuum move, with her restand stuff, and the fact that of course restand is a reset, so she can grab your ass and stomp on you. You know, the grounded overhead, the pogo that's a grounded overhead. By the way, the thing that I keep calling greed sever is not true greed sever. I found out it is not an overhead, it is a mid, so you can block that crouching. Thank God. Because that's hard to see. And then the pogo move, it's an overhead, but only on the follow-up, if I'm not mistaken. But the other interesting thing about the pogo thing is I do have a feeling that it's going to have some special properties on it. Her feet are off of the ground. I bet it's going to be sweep involved, which is just nuts. Just the fact that, you know, if you think somebody's going to go for a sweep and you just pogo, that's ridiculous. But all of her stuff, you know, the fact that she has a limited resource, she has keys, decent Oki actually, for a game that's not really focusing on Oki that much. She, you know, like throw air key and you fly backwards, so you're baiting DP, and then throw another air key to move back in, and then you land and you continue your pressure. She's got big ass buttons, she's got long range, and that's by design. Noelle is from Type Lumina. She was born in it, molded by it. She lives in the mechanics of Type Lumina because she was built ground up for the game. She knows way more about Type Lumina than any other character that's been released, including Vlov, I'm pretty sure. I think she outclasses Vlov. I really do think that she's going to be strong. Typically with characters like her, new characters and stuff, they kind of make it easier for new players to use her, and as a result of that, they make them very strong because they want them to feel good to play. I think you're going to see a lot of Noelles online week one. I think that is going to persist. I think she's going to be one of the strongest characters in the game, and if she isn't, you're still going to see her everywhere. So get ready for the Noelle army. She's coming. Alright, old Lightning Mike Roa. So I still stand by what I said in his initial trailer, that I think he definitely looks more honest than he did in MBAC, but that is also because all I see is C-Roa and orb setups and the most terrible shit you can imagine having to fight against. It is a nightmare. He was a war crime. But in this one, he seems a little bit more tame, of course. That's a low bar compared to C-Roa, if I'm being honest, but he's still got some gross shit. Like, what the Lightning Dash Moondrive cancel is really cool, especially if he can do it at different distances whenever he wants and just make you guess what he's gonna do, or just skip neutral and get right in your face. That's freaking amazing. And if he wants to stand at full screen, he's got lightning, which he can full screen confirm into arc drive apparently, and I imagine full screen confirm into EX lightning dash, because it certainly looks like he can do that too. He's got swag ass air combos. He just animates really cool. His redesign's neat. It's not as cool as when he had the long locks, but he looks badass still, especially when he's doing stuff in battle. It's just so stylish and badass. So Roa looks great. I'm not sure about his power level though. I think he might be in the same boat as like Volv, right? I think they're about the same. I think that Roa might be a little bit better than Volv if you're asking me, looking at both of them play. But regardless of that, I think that Roa is going to see plenty of play, probably just as much, if not more, than Volv. And I think he's gonna continue to be played, even if, you know, they find out that he's not too great. There's gonna be diehards. There is for every character, and Roa draws in a certain crowd, and that crowd's gonna ride or die with that character, which is actually really cool. And I think he's got a pretty long lifespan, which freaking makes sense because he's technically immortal. All right, Roa, it's good to see you, man. The game needed you for sure, for sure. All right, another newcomer to the Melty series in Type Lumina, Volv. Okay, let's talk about this dude. Number one, his design is bad as hell. Let's be real. We apparently deciphered from the comments that after watching the Kuma gameplay footage video that Volv indeed does have a better coat than Kuma. But it's mostly because he keeps it the fuck on while he fights, which is kind of cool. Regardless of his amazing fashion sense. I really like his mechanic of switching between fire and ice, depending on when he loses a round. I don't know what kind of properties are going to change on his moves based upon that, but it is a really interesting concept, and I'm glad that they did that with him. I don't know story-wise why he's like that, but I'm sure it's really fucking cool. I miss Nero, of course, because this character seems as though he was the replacement for Nero, and we were kind of hoping for him, but Volv stepped in and did a good job of doing what Nero could have probably, maybe, I don't know, done better, but Volv did a great job anyway. He seems really, really good with his projectiles and stuff. I really think he's going to be a zoner when people start playing him what they feel to be the correct way to play him. We saw him do that on air unblockable setup on Miyako, which was sick. Fireball up, fireball straight, double fireball, keep her in block stun, and then throw out that air unblockable before she hits the ground. The thing about that is, the more I thought about it, the more I realized on like a character that's not quite as short as Miyako, I don't think that would have worked. I think at the point where he was able to hit her with the air unblockable, a character like Roa's feet might have hit the ground before then because he's taller, right? It might be something like Miyako character specific, right? Because she's short, which gets me excited, number one, because character-specific combos, let's go. But regardless of that, Volv looks really cool. I think a lot of people are going to be playing him week one. As I said in his reveal trailer, the Strive players are coming in like, that's my main, dude. Which I totally get, because he is pretty damn badass. And I'm seeing some Axel vibes from him, of course, because of the zoning and the kind of space that he controls and stuff. And during his trailer, I was getting Hime vibes from some of the stuff he was doing. Of course, no one will ever be as terrifying as Hime, but he's got some big normals, and it looks like you can play him in a lot of different ways. He's not strictly a zoner. I think that might be probably a highly optimal way to play him, but at the same time, I think you can do a lot with this character, and I can't wait to see what people do with him, because new characters are always hype. Let's go, dude. Welcome to the cast. You're definitely a welcome addition. We'll see you in Type Lumina, bro. Okay, work. So, work looks pretty mean, dude. I was informed that the drops from what I thought was Jump 2C was not actually Jump 2C. It was just really close up erroring, and it looked so much like what she does when she does Jump 2C that's what I thought it was. It was not. So, but there is a problem with Jump 2C for her. It does not give hard knockdown anymore, which was a reward for getting an air combo. You end it with that so that you get hard knockdown and then you get Oki. Again, Oki's looking a little tough in this game, but regardless of that, it's still good to get a hard knockdown because you have to make them respond with something. You know, they're still on the back foot in that situation, regardless of having answers. They still have less answers when you do get Oki off the hard knockdown. I do, of course, Miss her old design. But this new design's growing on me. Number one, the granny dress is there, which we didn't even get in regular Arcwade's new design. Number two, now it's split. I saw somebody in the Discord say she upgraded from granny dress to hussy dress, which gave me a chuckle, for real. She's got some sass. She's definitely not as crazy as she was in the previous version, of course. But that's for story reasons, and I still have not played the Tsukihime remake because there is no Western release and I can't read Japanese. Regardless of all of the design choices and stuff, as far as her gameplay goes, her freaking grounded ring is very fast. She is very fast. Holy crap. After watching it back, I can't believe I didn't say anything about how fast she was. She covers the screen faster than Miyako. Just really fast. She's just like, there I am. And then her grounded cross-up stuff with the teleports was really cool. Again, I think her art drive is kind of lackluster. I would have really liked to see a big Moondrop. That was such a hype super. But that's okay. It's fine. We still have not seen Blood Heat arc drives or last arcs or anything either, so they could be different. Well, I guess we'll see if that is a thing. I also was informed that when I thought she did a jump after her air grab, she did do a jump after her air grab, but it was due to her being in Moondrive. Not something specific to her. So maybe some other characters, when they get air throws, they can jump before they hit the ground from it, but I'm not sure. But I did think that was a work specific thing, and I kind of went, her blood wall thing still looks really good as an anti-air. I don't think I saw it used as an anti-air. It was really just used in combos in the match footage that I saw. But I am making this video before the match footage of the second match comes out. I guess I'll see. I probably won't actually do that match footage breakdown just because I'm doing this beforehand, but my opinions might change on work after that. But right now, I mean, she seems pretty strong. I think she's gonna do okay, and work mains her hype, and I'm always down for hype. So let's go, work. I'm glad you made the cast. I just wish that you would have been released like right before Vlolv or something instead of the last character on launch. Alright, so I have saved the best for last. Obviously, my main, Akia. She looking tight, like how she looks, of course. She's modeled after Saifuku, right up my alley. So I really like how they did her normals in this. I like that they kind of melded from a bunch of different moons and moon styles and tried to give her a few different normals. Her 4C is still in there, the big swipe, of course. I don't know if I can use it in the same way that I use with Vyakia as like an Abare. Or poke, and just see if I can confirm off of it, because, you know, I haven't had my hands on the game yet, but it looks like you can probably still get some cheeky hits off of it, so that's cool. I'm excited to know if her 5A is a standing low. That would be great, because she is a set play character. I even mentioned it in the video. That'd be dumb. The reason that I said that would be dumb was kind of an inside joke about Kohaku, because her 5A is a standing low, and she is a ridiculously good set play character. Of course, I'm speaking of MBAC, not Type Lumina. I'm not sure what her 5A is in that, but we'll see. Anyway, back to Akia. You know, and I still like the fact that she can like throw out 623X, the big fire uppercut thing. And if she sees what they're doing or not doing or whatever, if they're not going to get hit by it, she can cancel it into EX 214X, so the big spin thing, and it'll make her safe. That's really cool. That was definitely present in MBAC. I don't know if I saw it in her trailer or not, but I'm almost certain that if she like just throws ring and sees that they're not going to get hit by ring, she can cancel into EX uppercut. Like if they're jumping it, she can cancel into EX uppercut off of ring and just be like, I made it safe, or 214X once again, just to catch them. Then I gotta talk about her rings, okay? So in this game, as I've discussed, which I'll talk more about in detail, I think I mentioned it a few times talking about the characters, set play looks like it's on life support in this game, man. It looks like it's dying. It's still a good option for her, of course, just like I said with the other characters with set play options. It's like you would rather force them into that situation to have to answer it. Even if they have strong answers to it, it's still good to make them have to do something. You know, and when I think about shields and Moondrive, it makes me scared that set play is just not going to be good for her in this game. Like, I feel like she's going to struggle if that is her win condition. But this could just be me being like, this could just be me doomsaying, you know. But I do think that if that is her primary win condition, she's going to struggle. But I really like her other moves and everything, and how she converts, and the fact that she can do, you know, re-jump combos, and they look cool as shit with like falling jump B after a charge jump C. Her stuff just looks cool. It looks fun to do. I'm hype. And then the fact that she still has her command grab is really cool. Granted, it is an EX only, so it requires meter to do, but at the same time, you build meter pretty fast in this game, it would seem, so not too shabby. What I really want to say about Akia is that I'm super excited to play her. I love her sass. I love the, you know, turn your magic circuit shit. All of her poses, like, so somebody in the comments put it perfectly when she moon drives and does that stance or whatever. She is so extra, dude. And I like that shit. And I'm gonna fucking grind this character out. She's my main, good or bad. We are ride or die, heaven or hell, brave or fucking grave. Let's go, Akia. We got this. We got this. Type Lumina ain't ready for us, babe. Now I kind of want to talk about, you know, my overall impressions of the game. Obviously, you guys know I'm hyped for it. I've been hyped for it since they announced it. It's freaking looking great. And we all know that. We don't even have to say it. My worries and things about the shield and moon drive are still present, but the closer we get to release day, less and less I find myself worrying about it, and the more I just find myself getting more and more excited to just have the game, get in the training mode, get in the lab, play my character, learn everything about her that I can, and just get some games in, dude. I want to get some games in. And the cool thing about this is we're all heading in the dark. We don't know what's going to happen. There was not a beta for this game. Love it or hate it, there wasn't a beta. That being said, the other worry I have, obviously, is that something's going to be terribly broken because there's no beta, and we're going to have to get, like, an emergency patch, or, you know, they're just going to leave it and tell us to deal with it. Regardless of all that, there's no other game that I've gotten this hyped for in a long time. I mean, I was pretty hyped for Strive, but it was quite obvious that Strive was going to be a very different kind of a Guilty Gear. Melty Blood Type Lumina absolutely looks like a Melty. The only thing that's crazy changed is the, you know, all the new mechanics and stuff, and that's going to definitely affect my opinions of the game going forward, but the core of the gameplay, you know, the aerial stuff, you know, the fact that you're going to be fishing for air counter hits like you do in MBEC into big damage, confirms off of 2As and things like that. The gameplay seems at its core the same as it's always been. We're just going to have to navigate these new mechanics and figure out what we can do with it. I also wanted to talk about the PR for this game because, holy crap, for a game that did not have a beta, obviously that's the best PR that you can have for a new fighting game, is to launch a beta. But for a game that did not have a beta, their PR has been pretty great. You know, articles and stuff describing mechanics in detail, all of this match footage and stuff. I mean, obviously, they have been feeding us as much information as they can without us being able to touch the game. I know because I try to react to pretty much everything they put out over the past month, and yeah, it was freaking like I would get home from work and be like, all right, I'm just gonna chill, and then a trailer would drop and I'd be like, oh crap, damn it, I did not expect this. I never expect when they're gonna drop something, and they just keep doing it. They just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Chances are they'll probably do it between now and release too, which is nuts. They don't have to be doing that shit, man. We're hype. You don't have to do that. But, you know, obviously we appreciate it, but you don't have to do that, French bread. Chill. We're ready already. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I hope everybody else is ready and hype. I'm ready to grind this game out for the first month, and while everybody's still hype about it, and then go on the internet and see how pissed off people are in month 2 about all certain things, because it's gonna happen. It happens with every fighting game. Everybody's super hype. They freaking play the game. They're like, this game's freaking amazing, and then after a month of playing ranked, having to deal with bullshit from the characters, that you'll start seeing the posts go up. This character's dumb. I can't believe that, you know, French bread would have let this happen, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, so just get ready for that. But I'm not gonna doomsay, because the discovery period of a fighting game is some of the most exciting shit that you'll ever experience, and we get to go through it again with a new Melty game, and I'm down. You guys are down, obviously. I wanted to thank you guys for, you know, joining me for this entire journey to release, and checking out the videos I've done on it, and coming in and commenting, saying your piece about what you think, and if what you're hyped for, what you're worried about. It's been great, guys, for real. And my channel has grown significantly. I'm grateful for everybody who's come in and subscribed. I think I've gone up, like, I think I started this year at 22 subscribers, and that was how many subscribers I had for 5 years. I'm pretty sure about 22 of them. And then this year Melty's coming out, I had to cover it. I did all these videos, and it brought a bunch of people in. I'm glad you guys have stuck around, and I hope you enjoy my content, because there's only going to be more coming. I mean, Type Lumina, you're going to see me putting up videos all the time, from gameplay to, you know, just random shit I want to talk about the game. Of course, the Two-Tone Talk series is still going to keep going about just random fighting game topics that I think of that I want to chat to you guys about. Yeah, thanks you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time. I will see you on release day. I have the day off. I will be on there bright and early, so catch you guys then. Peace.